I'm going to be trying to persuade you to adopt rather than buy a dog from a breeder or puppy mill. You may think breeding is the best choice, but in my opinion, you're wrong. You are basically breeding your dogs over and over and over again, which leads to health problems and that are easily preventable. Why pay for a ton for a dog when you could easily go down to any shelter and they have puppy of the week and get the dog for free? Brother Wolf, for instance, has a dog of the week every week, and all you have to do is buy a bag of dog food when you get him and you get the dog for free. I spent countless hours researching this topic to get you the best information possible from PETA, ASPCA website, and many other places. When you buy a dog from a pet store, you tend to have the habit of supporting a cruel puppy mill because they keep them in really small cages and they don't give them antibiotics or anything like that. Right now, we're gonna actually run through a little bit about puppy mills. So, they don't really have a lot of knowledge about canine health, and they have very little money to spend on food and veterinary care. Dogs are housed in chicken coops and rabbit hutches. They have very little socialization, and once again, no veterinary care. Major department stores sold puppies and birds in the 1950s. Mom and pop pet stores began selling puppies, followed by the larger stores that became a mega franchise, and they just were like thinking all about money. So they just stuffed them in cages and bred them, basically. Most puppies were bred in the Midwest. Brokers looking for a way to supply pets to the eastern seaboard, for example. And Lancaster, Pennsylvania is home to over 4,000 puppy mills, where they just breed the dogs over and over again until they die. Home to 22,000 Amish people, and it's like part of their religion to just breed animals over and over again for use, basically, because that's how they see them, not knocking the Amish. But they shun modern day conveniences like cars and electricity, and they still rely on like the old fashioned mule and plows to plow their fields. So if they did have something wrong with the dogs, they aren't going to be able to get to them to a veterinary hospital in time. So, let me see. There's an estimated over 10,000 puppy mills in the United States alone. And there are another 20,000 unsolicited facilities. Over 2 million puppies bred in mills each year, and an estimated 1.2 million dogs are euthanized in shelters every year because of that. Victims of high-volume puppy industry that breed for profit and keep them in teeny, filthy cages. These dogs don't receive any affection, exercise, or proper veterinary care, and they can no longer, like I said earlier, when they can no longer produce puppies, they're discarded. Commercial breeders want to maximize profit by producing a high number of puppies at the lowest possible cost. Here's a couple of ways how they do it. Like non-stop breeding female dogs are treated like puppy making machines, basically. They breed at every opportunity without any rest time in between pregnancies. As soon as they have give birth and the next period or whatever, they're bred right again. More adult dogs should, sorry, I lost my place. The caged dogs develop lesions and sores where their feet are on the wires, and pretty soon, like, they're used to standing on it so much, like that scars start to form around where those cuts are. Like it's just like let's say there's a thing here, and it's just gonna be a big scar in the shape of a groove of a wire because they never have time to heal. For my final point that I'll be talking about, my final point is the victims of high volume puppy industries. They're bred for profit and kept in, like I said, they're kept in teeny cages. All puppies are cute unless you are an expert. It can be tough to notice the physical difference between them. Unfortunately, a lot of serious medical behavior problems don't reveal themselves until the puppy grows up from the puppy mill. That's why careful breeding is important, because quality is not a priority for cruel breeders, basically. It doesn't matter if they keep breeding this one dog and just know they have heart conditions. They don't really care. How are you going to know? So they're just going to keep doing it over and over again. Dogs, like people, need regular health care, and it can be costly. So dogs in cool breeding facilities don't really get that. So the point of this really whole topic is, if you could just adopt one from a shelter, it basically saves it in the long run from having to go through all of that. Because if you don't supply your money to them, they don't really have the money to continue doing the processes that they do. Point, I hope you are persuaded. And do any of you have questions?
What kind of companies would you say run puppy mills?
Not Petco or anything like that, but it's mostly like mom and pops that usually do it, and the Amish community, because they don't really have any laws governing them. They're their own society, so we can't really implement our laws on them. You have a question?
Sure. Why did you choose this topic as a whole?
I chose this topic because I thought it would be an easy thing to do some research on, and I thought, oh, well, this wouldn't be that hard, but when I found out there's like a lot more that goes into it than I was expecting. Do you have a question for me?
Do you feel socialization is important, and I have a reason for asking?
I feel like socialization with dogs is important, yeah, because they teach them manners, and they teach them what not to do and what to do, and teach the dogs how to act and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, and the reason I ask is because when we went to a breeder for